Vandeham Shri Guru Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurum
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to the 70th episode of Paripraśna. So, as you know, until now, in the previous two episodes, we have already discussed quite a bit about the glorious lineage of Maharaja Priyavrata. So, to begin with, in Canto 5, we talked about Maharaj Priyavrata himself, how he had renounced, came back to rule, and again renounced and achieved the ultimate perfection of life. And then, following in his genealogy, we saw his his oldest son, Nabhi, and then not Nabhi, Agnidra. Then Agnidra's oldest son Nabhi, and then Nabhi's oldest son Rishabhadeva. So in the previous episode, we talked about Rishabhadeva's wonderful activities, the way he imparted such very meaningful, profound lessons to his 100 sons. And then after that, he just lived like a python, a nomad, an avaduta. And then finally, he also, although externally it seemed like he just burnt in the forest fire, he liberated all the other jivas who were there in the forest. And of course, he was the Supreme Lord himself, so he went back to his abode. So today, we will continue from where we left. We are going to talk about the eldest son of Rishabhadeva, that is Maharaja Bharata. So I'm sure most of you must have heard about King Bharata, but again, it's a great opportunity to dive deep into the pastimes, the three lifetimes of King Bharata. So our objective today is to talk about chapter 7, 8, and 9. So chapter 7, Canto 5 is titled The Activities of King Bharata, about his rule, performance of sacrifices, and then how he renounced to Pulaha Ashrama. And then in the 8th chapter, Bharata becomes a deer. And then in the 9th chapter, we see how from deer Bharata, he takes birth as Jada Bharata, and how he is miraculously protected by Kali Devi. And as always, to dive deep into the ocean of Srimad Bhagavatam and pick up all these beautiful gems in the form of instructive lessons, we have with us His Holiness Bhakti Padma Saurabh Pracharak Swami Maharaj. So without further ado, let's go ahead and inquire and humbly learn from His Holiness. So Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranams, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
So Maharaj, starting this chapter 7 now, so the activities of King Bharata. So Shukadeva Goswami is continuing to speak to Maharaja Parikshit. So here he is saying in the first verse, Shukadeva Goswami continued speaking to Maharaja Parikshit, My dear King, Bharata Maharaj was a topmost devotee, following the orders of his father, who had already decided to install him on the throne. He began to rule the earth accordingly. When Bharata Maharaj ruled the entire globe, he followed the orders of his father and married Panchajani, the daughter of Vishwarupa. And he goes on to say he bore 5 sons in the womb of Panchajani. And then formerly this planet was known as Ajanaba Varsha, but since Maharaja Bharata's reign, it has become known as Bharata Varsha. So Maharaj Ajanaba, so the son of Nabhi, that is Rishabhadeva. So formerly the whole Varsha was called Ajanaba Varsha. So what was so spectacular about Bharata Maharaja, his qualities, his activities, and his renunciation, that the entire Varsha was renamed after him as Bharata Varsha?
So that is the subject matter for this today's class. That is, what is the speciality of Bharata Maharaj?
Mm-hmm.
So Bharata, the name itself is very wonderful. So when we say that we are Bharatiya, because we belong to the land of Bharata.
Okay.
It was originally known as Ajanaba.
Mm-hmm.
It is interesting, and we should know why. What is the meaning of the word Bharata?
Mm-hmm.
When we know the meaning of the word Bharata, then we can say we are Bharatiyas.
Okay.
So generally this land, which is known as Bharat, or sometimes known as India, India is actually not the actual name of this place. Neither Hindustan is the name of this place. India was the name given by British because of the river Indus. And And the other name is Hindustan because it came because of the name Sindhu Nadi, that was mispronounced as Hindu and became Hindustan.
Interesting.
So these are all geographical mispronunciations of this land. But the real name of this land is Bharata. Bharata, on the name of Bharata, this name got Bharata. And the meaning of this word Bharata is Bha plus Rata. Bha means light, Rata means engrossed.
Okay.
That is why sun is called Bhaskara. Means Kara means to give. Bha means light. One who gives light is called Bhaskara. So Bha means light. Bhanu, Bha. So what is the meaning of light? Light means knowledge. So one who gives knowledge. Kara means, Rata means one who is engrossed in knowledge. Rata means engrossed. So Bharata means, Bha means light, Rata means engrossed. So Bharata means one who is engrossed in light. Light means knowledge here, so one who is engrossed in spiritual knowledge. So the place where people are engrossed in spiritual knowledge, that place is known as Bharata.
Beautiful.
So one can call himself as a Bharatiya when he studies Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavatam, which is the quintessence of the entire spiritual knowledge. So the very name itself is very interesting. And specifically, the very first verse itself introduces Bharat Maharaj as Mahabhagavato. Mahabhagavata was a great devotee.
Right.
So definitely, among all the different qualities of Bharat Maharaj, which is described here in the next few chapters, especially Bharat Maharaj as a king, then he comes as a deer, then he comes as Jada Bharat. So that itself is a great qualification. The biggest qualification is Mahabhagavata. We're fortunate that we are living in this land of Bharata, who is a Mahabhagavata. Yeah.
Very interesting, Maharaj. So simply because our body is born in this land, we cannot call ourselves Bharatiyas. We'll truly become Bharatiyas only when we absorb our consciousness in the scriptural wisdom of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam is what you're saying.
Yes.
Very
This
nice.
land has always been known for its knowledge. Wherever you go in the world, if you say you're from India, then they expect that you have some knowledge, spiritual knowledge specifically.
Nice, amazing. So, Maharaj, I'm jumping to the 5th verse here. With great faith, King Bharata performed various kinds of sacrifice. He performed the sacrifices known as Agnihotra, Darsha, Purnamasa, Chaturmasya, Pashu Yajna, wherein a horse is sacrificed, and Soma Yajna, wherein a kind of beverage is offered. Sometimes these sacrifices were performed completely and sometimes partially. In any case, in all the sacrifices, the regulations of Chaturhotra were strictly followed. In this way, Bharata Maharaja worshipped the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, Maharaj, just now you said how Shukadeva Goswami, even before talking about Bharata Maharaja's kingship, he talked about his devotion, calling him Mahabhagavata. But in spite of him being Mahabhagavata, how come he is engaged in all these sacrifices, including animal sacrifice?
There's a verse in Srimad Bhagavatam where Krishna speaks to Uddhava. Tavat karmani kurvita na nirvidyate yavata matkata shravanadau va shraddha yavanna jayate. One can give up all the Vedic rituals and sacrifices only when somebody has 100% faith in Krishna Katha.
Oh, okay.
So, Matkata Shravanadu Va Shraddha Yavanna Jayate. As long as the Shraddha is not there, you should perform the Vedic responsibilities called karma. So, on the name of devotion, if somebody gives up karma, that is very detrimental for oneself and the society. That is what Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita. third chapter, in the fifth chapter, he always talks about karma yoga. So who can give up karma? Taktva swadharmam charanam bhujam hare. Yes, definitely one can give up karma and completely surrender to Krishna. Only those who are completely surrendered to Krishna, they are liberated from the rinas. Rina means Devarishi Bhutatma Nam Pitrinam Nakinkaro Nayam Rinicha Rajan. The person, at the moment we are born, we have some rinas, we have some debts to Devarishis, those who are their ancestors, rishis. Renam, in general, people in general, when you are born, the nurse took care of you. Somebody is plowing the field, that is why you're getting your rice on your plate, isn't it? Okay, just because you pay money, that doesn't mean that you have the right over that. Somebody has worked hard for it.
Right.
So, Devashanam, Pitranam, your ancestors, by birth, somebody gets a property. So, you're indebted to them. So they worked hard for the property, and you got it. So you're indebted to them, isn't it? So we have some responsibilities towards them. That is called Rina. Now, who can give up those responsibilities? Sarvatmana yaha sharanam sharanyam. One who is totally surrendered to Krishna. Sarvatmana yaha sharanam sharanyam. Kato mukundam paririta kartam. So, as long as one is not totally surrendered, means one has faith in Krishna, Avashya Rakshavi Krishna, I don't have to do anything, just Krishna will take care of me in all circumstances. That person only can give up karma.
Okay.
Even those who have attained that position for the purpose of guiding people in general, like Janaka Maharaj, he is liberated soul, but still he performed karma. Krishna gives the example of Janaka Maharaj. In the same way, here also Bharat Maharaj, being the king, he is performing all the ritualistic activities which are mentioned in the Vedas, pertaining to that particular position of being the king and that particular time, which was many yogas back, Satyuga. So he performed all the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies. Now somebody may ask, are they not antagonistic to devotion? No, they are not antagonistic to devotion as long as you know those who are being worshipped in the karma, that is Indra, Chandra, etc. So when the priest says, Idam Indraya Swaha, Indraya Namama, so the devotee sitting in the sacrifice thinks, oh, Indra is the hand of Krishna. Indra is the hand of Krishna. And also, when he offers Idam Surya, Idam Namama, this is for Surya, it is not for me. Om Surya is Swaha. So then the devotee thinks it is the eye of Krishna. Surya is the eye of Krishna. And also, who is Yajna? Yajna is another name of Vishnu. Yajno vai Vishnu. Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita, Yajnarthat karmanonyatra. One has to perform karma for Yajna, because Yajna is the name of Krishna. And also Vishnu Sahasranam also says Yajna Bhuk, Yajna Krit, Yajna. Vishnu is Yajna Bhuk, he is the enjoyer of sacrifices. And Yajna Krit, though you are doing the sacrifice, it is he who is performing the sacrifice through you. And he is Yajna himself. So, considering all these things, we should know that Bharat Maharaj, he performed all these yajnas because he's a king. And if he just gives up all these yajnas because he is qualified, others think that, okay, when Bharat Maharaj gave up these responsibilities, I'll also give up. So there's nothing wrong in if you perform yajnas with the proper being Krishna conscious. Understanding all the yajnas, they're actually for the satisfaction of Krishna.
Wonderful. Very nice. So, Maharaj, so generally, yajna means we will think the results will either go to the yajaman of the sacrifice, the performer of the sacrifice, or the devatas. But very nicely, you delineated that although the devatas were invoked and although Maharaj Bharat was performing the sacrifice, because he was associating everything with Krishna, like you said, Indra is the arm of the Lord, Surya is the eye of the Lord, like this. So the intention behind the action, the intention is far more important in performing the action. So, in order to help me and our viewers understand, let's just take one quick practical example. For example, I'm hosting this Pariprashna podcast. So, my intention, the action is being the host of Pariprashna podcast. But what intentions of mine will make it my action, will take my action in Tamoguna, action in Rajoguna, action in Sattvaguna, and what intention if I have, this just simple act of hosting will take me to Shuddha Sattva, beyond the Sattvaguna.
That is a fundamental principle of Bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti. That is samsiddhir haritoshanam. Manyavilashita shunyam jnanakarma jnanavritam anugulyena krishnanushilanam bhaktiruttava. So, anya avilashita shunyam. Very interesting. The word which is being used to define bhakti is one should not have any other desire.
Yeah.
Anya means any other desire. It is not sarva avilashita shunyam. Sarva means giving up all desires. No, giving up any other desire. What does that mean? One should have one desire. Some desires. What is that desire? That is to please Krishna. Samsiddhi haritoshanam. Haritoshanam. Please Krishna, Guru and Vaishnavas. So if the intention is to please Krishna, then that is pure devotional service.
Okay.
The intention is not to please Krishna. It may be devotional service, but not pure devotional service.
Okay. Very nice, Maharaj. So moving forward now, so I'm jumping to verse number 7 here. In this way, being purified by ritualistic sacrifices, the heart of Maharaja Bharata was completely uncontaminated. His devotional service unto Vasudeva, Lord Krishna, increased day after day. Lord Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, is the original personality of Godhead manifest as the super soul, Paramatma, as well as the impersonal Brahman. Yogis meditated upon the localized Paramatma situated in the heart. Jnanis worship the impersonal Brahman as the supreme absolute truth, and devotees worship Vasudeva, the supreme personality of Godhead, whose transcendental body is described in the Shastras. His body is decorated with the Srivatsa, the Kaustubha jewel, and a flower garland, and his hands hold a conch shell, disc, club, and lotus flower. Devotees like Narada always think of him within their hearts. So, a couple of questions related to this, Maharaj. One thing is, it is said in this way, being purified by ritualistic sacrifice. Didn't his father, Rishabhadev, in the very previous chapter, told all his 99 sons, this brother of yours, Bharata, is such a pure devotee and you should worship him. By worshipping him, you are worshipping me. So, somebody who is already pure, why it is said he got purified by ritualistic ceremonies? That is number one. And the second question, how come in this verse, although he is worshipping Vasudeva, here it is said his worship of Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan, all three happened through these ritualistic sacrifices.
Yeah, this thing comes in Prahlad's Prasanga also. When Narasimha touched the head of Prahlad, Prahlad became purified. Verse says so. But our acharyas give a very interesting commentary, and they say that Prahlad Maharaj was already pure.
Okay.
By the touch of Narasimha, the purity of Prahlad Maharaj became manifest outside. That's all. So in this way, we understand that Rishabdev was already pure. Now to say that he became pure because of the acts of karma, that is not very palatable. So the interpretation is that having a pure heart, he performed acts which are pure. By he performing those karma, the karma became pure. So that's the intention here.
Okay.
Evam karma vishuddha sattvasyantar hridayakasha sharire brahmani bhagavati.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so now by performing these actions, Bharata Maharaj proved to the entire world
Mm-hmm.
that you perform karma with pure intentions.
Mm-hmm.
So that is another interpretation of the word evam karman vishuddhya.
Okay.
The karmas which are considered to be ashuddha,
Mm-hmm.
because Bharata Maharaj performed it. The karmas itself became shuddha. That means he showed the world a way to perform karma without getting entangled into it.
Okay.
Like Janaka Maharaj. Janaka Maharaj is also great personality, liberated soul.
Mm-hmm.
So he showed to the entire world that how to perform karma without being entangled in it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how he purified the entire process of karma by teaching everyone the karma yoga. Hmm. Yeah.
How about the worship of Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan, all three taken care through this, Maharaj?
Yeah. Brahman is worshipped by the jnanis and Bhagavan is worshipped by the devotees and the yogis worship Paramatma.
Uh-huh.
So just because you're a devotee, that doesn't mean you reject Brahman and Paramatma. You know that Paramatma is actually one of the partial manifestations of Krishna, of Bhagavan.
Mm-hmm.
And Brahman is the effulgence which shines from the body of Krishna. So in this way, the devotees have no hatred for Paramatma and Brahman. They know that they are all different levels of manifestations of Krishna.
Okay. Nice. So going to 8th verse now, Maharaj. Destiny fixed the time for Maharaja Bharata's enjoyment of material opulence at 1,000 times 10,000 years. Wow, that is like 100 million years. That's a lot. When that period was finished, he retired from family life and divided the wealth he had received from his forefathers among his sons. He left his paternal home, the reservoir of all opulence, and started for Pulahashrama, which is situated in Haridwar. The Shalagrama Shilas are obtainable there. So, Maharaj, before we talk about the episode of what he does in Pulahashrama, not here in Prabhupada's purport, but in Sarartha Darshini, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's purport, there he is writing that Bharata enjoyed for 100 million years because he was a devotee. We will think if somebody is a devotee, we don't enjoy, but here it is quite contradictory to that. Because he was a devotee, he enjoyed. So, if you can please enlighten on this statement.
Actually, only a devotee can enjoy.
How is that?
Uh, because there is no material enjoyment.
Okay.
Matter means suffering. So a devotee, he sees every thing in this world, matter as energy of Krishna.
Mm-hmm.
So he is detached. Since he is detached, he can enjoy matter.
Mm.
Somebody who is attached, he cannot enjoy matter. He will only suffer matter.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
That is why first detachment and then attachment.
Mm.
Then only enjoyment. That is what
Mm.
Ishavasya Upanishad says.
Mhm.
Ishavashyamidam sarvam yatkinchit jagatyam jagat.
Mhm.
Tena tekyena bunjitam magdah kasyasya dhanam. Tena tekyena, one should give up. Bunjitam, enjoy.
Mm.
It is a very gross example, very tamasic example, but but easy to understand.
Uh-huh.
Now you want to enjoy one nice plate of your breakfast or whatever the lunch it is.
Mhm.
Yes, so many wonderful items there, very tasty, wonderful. When can you enjoy? Only when you are given up what you have eaten yesterday.
Mm. Okay, makes sense.
Your stomach is filled with what all you have eaten yesterday.
Yeah. Mm.
Very gross example, but the
Mhm.
principle remains the same.
Yeah.
That is why those who are attached, they suffer. Those who are detached, they enjoy in this life and the next life. Krishna also talks about it in the Bhagavad Gita that yajna sishtashanto muchyante saratulviteshi te bhagante abhung papa te pachanti atmakaranat. Yajna sishtashanto muchyante sarakil vishayi bhungte tvagam papa te pachanti atmakarana. Atmakarana means when you want to enjoy yourself, they bhungte, they suffer. And also in not able to get the verse where Krishna talks about when you perform yajna, when you accept the remnants of yajna, you enjoy this life and in the next life. So his enjoyment of the kingdom was only a result because of he's a devotee of Krishna.
Okay.
He had detachment even when he was enjoying. And Bharata, he performing all his karmas, all his duties, is an expression of his humility. He's not, he doesn't have to do, but still he did. That is his humility.
Yeah. Nice explanation.
Even in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that when you follow the rules, the spiritual rules for material life, then you enjoy material life too. Like ragadveshamuktestu vishayanindriyescharan atmasher vidheyatma prasadam adhigacchati. So the verse says that ragadveshamuktestu vishayanindriyescharan. When you are in contact with the senses and in contact with the sense objects, without raga and dvesha. The problem is not the senses, the problem is not the sense objects. The problem is your attachment, raga, and your aversion to the sense objects. So one has to give that raga dvesha. Then you can enjoy. For example, you have an ice cream. You're really attached to the ice cream. You're so much attached, you're so greedy for it. And you get the ice cream scoop. So you're so greedy, you want to enjoy, put the entire scoop in the mouth, start chewing it to enjoy. But actually, you're not enjoying the ice cream, but you're suffering the ice cream because you're not following the rules of eating the ice cream. Even want to enjoy matter, there are certain rules which govern matter. Want to enjoy a game of cricket or tennis. How will you enjoy? Only when you follow the rules of the particular game. A problem these days is they just want to enjoy matter without following the rules. And the rules of enjoying matter is actually given by Krishna. So when something Krishna gives, that is spiritual.
Fantastic. Very nice, Maharaj. So let's see his activities in Pulahashrama. At Pulahashrama, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari, out of his transcendental affection for his devotee, becomes visible to his devotee, satisfying his devotee's desires. In Pulaha Ashrama is the Gandaki river, which is the best of all rivers. The Shalagrama Shila, the marble pebbles, purify all those places. On each and every marble pebble, up and down, circles like navels are visible. So, Maharaj, you have such expertise in spiritual geography. So, if you can take us to this place, where exactly is this Gandaki river? Maharaj, Prabhupada did say about Haridwar, but where exactly this place comes?
Gandaki is in Nepal.
Oh, okay.
And that Pula Ashrama, which has been described, had the fortune of going to that ashram about 5 times.
Wow.
So when you go from Pokhara in Nepal, very famous destination. So from there, if you go further, there is one place called Beni. So that is the place where you have Pula Ashrama.
Okay.
So this Pula Ashrama is a very interesting place on the bank of river Gandaki. And there is, from Beni, if you go, take a vehicle, go up, there is one Pula Ashrama there. Ashrama.
Okay.
And even still there is the yajna which goes on there. Joe and everything are there in that particular place. I've been there.
Nice.
Pula and Pulastya, Rishi did tapasya there.
Mm-hmm.
And it is also considered to be the birthplace of Ravana.
Oh. Okay.
Aulastyam Jayate, Vishtavasa Pulaha, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, and who else?
Vibhishana.
Vibhishana.
Mm-hmm.
They're all born there.
Oh.
Place, Nepal.
Mm.
Yeah, this is a small introduction to that particular place. It is in Beni
Okay.
on the bank of river Gandaki.
Okay. Okay. Great. Thank you, Maharaj. So let's see what Bharat Maharaj is doing there. In the gardens of Pulaha Ashrama, Maharaja Bharata lived alone and collected a variety of flowers, twigs, and tulasi leaves. He also collected the water of the Gandaki river as well as various roots, fruits, and bulbs. With these, he offered food to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vasudeva, and worshipping him, he remained satisfied. In this way, his heart was completely uncontaminated, and he did not have the least desire for material enjoyment. All material desires vanished. In this steady position, he felt full satisfaction and was situated in devotional service. So nice transition, Maharaj. Just now, a moment ago, we saw how he was worshipping the Lord through sacrifices, and now he is continuing his worship, but in a slightly different way. That is through flowers, twigs, tulasi leaves. So, if you can briefly tell us about how the worship of the Lord has to be done based on time, place, and circumstance. Worship is constant, but the way we worship can vary depending on the situation.
Yes. Hmm. Uh, the principle of worship is to please Krishna.
Mhm,
Yatha Shakti, whatever is available for you, you offer.
mhm,
That is how you please Krishna. You don't have to do a show of worship.
mhm,
Whatever is available for you, then
mhm,
you take that place and then you get those things from the place and worship Krishna.
mhm.
More than the word time, place, and circumstance,
Uh-huh.
just say whatever possible. That's all.
Okay. Okay.
That's all. Whatever possible. What matters to Krishna is mm, your love. That is why
Mhm,
Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita,
mhm,
Patram pushpam phalam toyam yami bhaktya prayachati. Tadaham bhakti uparatam ashtami prayatatmana. In
mhm.
this verse, Krishna uses the word bhakti twice.
Yes.
That means he is more interested in bhakti rather than what are the items what you're offering.
Mm. Okay. Okay. So let us see the stage of devotion where Bharata is. That most exalted devotee, Maharaja Bharata, in this way engaged constantly in the devotional service of the Lord. Naturally, his love for Vasudeva, Krishna, increased more and more and melted his heart. Consequently, he gradually lost all attachment for regulative duties. The hairs of his body stood on end, and all the ecstatic bodily symptoms were manifest. Tears flowed from his eyes, so much so that he could not see anything. Thus he constantly meditated on the reddish lotus feet of the Lord. At that time his heart, which was like a lake, was filled with the water of ecstatic love. When his mind was immersed in that lake, he even forgot the regulative service to the Lord. So, Maharaj, in the last episode in Brahmastra, briefly you did touch upon the bhava stage of devotion. So, looks like Bharat Maharaj is exhibiting all those symptoms of bhava. And also, I really especially liked in Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's purport how he is writing that Bharata thought these ecstatic symptoms were becoming an obstacle for his service to the Lord. So, if you can please throw some light on that.
Hmm. Yes, these symptoms are an obstacle for performing devotional service.
Mm-hmm.
For example, you are planning Krishna, then all of a sudden because of bhava, your hands are shaking and
Mm-hmm.
your tears are rolling through your eyes and you're not able to do your service and say, what is the use of this? That is how the devotees are performing pure devotional service.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. When in the Damodarashtakam, it has been described that hmm, uh, a devotee doesn't want even moksha, mokshavadim nachanyam rineham vareshadapiha. Your varesha, you can give all kinds of varas, but I am not interested in any of these things. I'm not interested in moksha, liberation. I am not interested in the mokshavadai, that is salokya, srashti, samipya. So these mokshas, I am not interested in that also. Staying in Vaikuntha. I am not even interested in the pleasure or the ananda one gets by performing bhakti. Na chanyam. So then he gave up all these things which were disturbing his meditation, his service to Krishna. So he started chanting the mantras. Yeah.
Very nice. So while he is chanting the mantras, Maharaj, we see that he is worshipping Lord Narayana, whose body was composed of golden effulgence and who resided within the sun. So Maharaj Bharat worshipped Lord Narayana by chanting the hymns given in the Rig Veda, and he recited the following verse as the sun rose. Who is this Narayana within the sun, Maharaj? We know Narayana in Vaikuntha. Who is this Narayana within the sun?
We know Surya Narayana very well because the Gayatri mantra addresses the Lord within the sun.
Okay.
As a Paramatma of sun, he is known as Surya Narayana. So you worship Krishna through sun. That's how the Gayatri mantra addresses.
Okay.
Savituhu Deyas Sada Savitur Mandala Madhye Varti Narayanaha. So Narayana, who is in the heart of the sun. That is why Gayatri mantra addresses Krishna, not Surya. He addresses Krishna within the heart, which is the Paramatma of sun, Surya Narayana.
Nice. You were going to say something else, Maharaj?
No.
Okay. So Maharaj, now we are going from chapter 7 to chapter 8, where Bharat Maharaj is going to develop this deep attachment to the deer and eventually become a deer. But before we get into this chapter, so this is going to be a turning point in Bharat Maharaj's life. So just now you were so nicely describing how he is at this level of bhava and all these ecstatic symptoms he's experiencing. He's just like one step away from Krishna Prema. So why does Krishna arrange for such a profound spiritual test for him at this point? So what is the nature of spiritual tests that come in devotees' life? And the timing also. Do these tests ever stop?
But test is for two reasons.
Okay.
The test is for two reasons. One reason is to show to the entire world, this test, Bharat Maharaj, to show to the entire world that even though you are very advanced, but if you don't have association devotees, there is every reason to fall down. And to show to the entire world, even great qualities like my compassion, charity, all those nice, wonderful qualities what you find in this world. If they don't support bhakti, then they are all not qualities at all. They are durguna. Guna becomes durguna without bhakti. So it is a bhakti which makes actually a person a qualification. So bhakti is a real qualification. Like Karna was a great charitable person, but that became his durguna without bhakti. Now Arjuna was killing, but that killing became bhakti.
Wow.
Because it is with bhakti that becomes a guna. So whatever is an obstacle for bhakti, even though they may be highly elevated qualities. They should be rejected. On the other hand, there is another reason. These two reasons which I gave, one is association of devotees, other one is to teach the entire world that bhakti is the primary quality. Yashyasi bhaktir bhagavatekinchana sarvair gune satasamasate sura. If you perform pure devotional service, all the gunas manifest in you. And if somebody has got all the gunas, harava bhaktasya, if you don't have bhakti to Hari, kuto mahatguna, where is that mahatguna? Because mano rathe nasati dhavato bahi. Arjuna wanted to be compassionate. Then Krishna told you are a fool.
Yeah.
Here also Bharata's compassion without devotion to Krishna, that is actually to be given up. So from Krishna's point of view, why did this thing to a pure devotee like Bharata? He's not devotee. Why he did such a thing to him?
Yes.
Of course, he has used his devotee to teach the entire world. These 2 points which I told just now. That is, compassion without devotion is actually not compassion at all. It is the cause of one's fall down. And to show to the entire world that even a person like Bharata will fall down if you are not having association or devotees. And then the internal reason is that when Bharata falls down, then Krishna wants to relish Bharata crying for him. Crying for Krishna out of prema. So Krishna wants to see the love which Bharata has in his heart when he expresses out. That is how he was as a deer when he fell down. So his affection for Krishna manifested, and then it was seen to everyone that he was. And also in the next life, as Jada Bharat, he showed the symptoms of Mahabhagavata, how he is completely nirvinna. He is not attached to anything in this world, becomes carefree. You want to show to the entire world what is devotion.
What kind of a Lord is Krishna who relishes his devotees crying? We cry and he's feeling happy. Oh yeah, very nice. You're crying out of affection for me. He made gopis cry. He's making Bharata cry. Why does he make all of us cry?
It happens in this world also. Every person who is in love with someone or then you want to test the other person's love for you. A small boy, he knows mother loves him, but when he calls out for his mother, the mother says, "Hey, keep quiet, you do your work, I'm busy in cooking." So the boy knows that my mother is cooking for me, she loves me. But he wants to test. So what does he do? He makes a drama of falling down hard. And he starts crying. Then mother comes, what happened? She starts crying. Then he's relishing. Now you understood how much love I have for you and you have for me. That is not many children do. Like that. The same thing with Krishna.
Okay. So now setting the scene, Maharaj, I'm going to breeze through the first 6-7 shlokas maybe just to set the scene for our audience. It's such a juicy chapter. I want to get into all the wonderful lessons here. So 8th chapter beginning. Sri Shukadeva Goswami continued, "My dear king, one day after finishing his morning duties, evacuating, urinating and bathing, Maharaja Bharata sat down on the bank of the river Gandaki for a few minutes and began chanting his mantra beginning with Omkara. O king, while Bharat Maharaj was sitting on the bank of that river, a doe, being very thirsty, came there to drink. While the doe was drinking with great satisfaction, a lion, which was very close, roared very loudly. This was frightful to every living entity, and it was heard by the doe. By nature, the doe was always afraid of being killed by others, and it was always looking about suspiciously When it heard the lion's tumultuous roar, it became very agitated. Looking here and there with disturbed eyes, the doe, although it had not fully satisfied itself by drinking water, suddenly leaped across the river. The doe was pregnant, and when it jumped out of fear, the baby deer fell from its womb into the flowing waters of the river. Being separated from its flock and distressed by its miscarriage, the black doe, having crossed the river, was very much distressed. Indeed, it fell down in a cave and died immediately. So now we'll see what Bharat Maharaj is going to do in this situation. The great king Bharata, while sitting on the bank of the river, saw the small deer, bereft of its mother, floating down the river. Seeing this, he felt great compassion. Like a sincere friend, he lifted the infant deer from the waves and, knowing it to be motherless, brought it to his ashrama. So, Maharaj, just now in the previous explanation, you highlighted this misplaced compassion. You quoted how even Arjuna had this kind of compassion that Krishna called him a fool. And in fact, in Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, first shloka purport, there Prabhupada also calls it out. He said, the compassion for the dress of a drowning man is ignorance. It's tamoguna. It is not compassion. So here also, Bharat Maharaj has this so-called compassion for the deer. And Bandhuriva, he is telling, I am his friend. So we see this rampantly in the world. People want to engage in so many philanthropic activities in the name of compassion. Bandhuriva, I want to do good. They're all my kith and kin, my friends. So if you can instruct us how we can go from misplaced compassion, the so-called compassion, to the real compassion.
The real compassion is for the soul. Prabhupada says in the Bhagavad Gita, in the purport, it is like trying to save the dress of a drowning man. Somebody is drowning and you dive. And then bring out the dress. Hey, I saved him, I saved him. No, he died. You saved the dress. So compassion on the soul is actual compassion. Now, to give a very gross example, the mother loves the child, and it happens so that the child has become very sick. And now, what is the meaning of love? Mother thinks to make my child happy. The child says, I want to eat ice cream, I want to eat ice cream. Oh, you'll be happy eating ice cream? I'll give you ice cream. Chalo. So, but ice cream is not good when the child is having fever. So now the mother is thinking, I love my child, I'm very compassionate to my child, but actually you are giving poison to him on the name of your love. So that love and compassion should be based on knowledge. If without knowledge, what is the use of all your love and compassion? There is no use of that love and compassion, whatever you have. Because that is going to be harmful for the person whom you love. Just because you love someone, and if it is not based on knowledge, then that may be harmful for the person whom you love. That's why Arjuna was also wanted to be compassionate to his relatives, but his compassion was misplaced. That is based on material conception. So, based on material platform, ignorance, the love and compassion is actually not love and compassion, but actually one's hatred.
Okay. So, Maharaj, going to the 8th shloka here. Gradually, Maharaj Bharat became very affectionate toward the deer. He began to raise it, maintain it by giving it grass. He was always careful to protect it from the attacks of tigers and other animals. When it itched, he petted it, and in this way, he always tried to keep it in a comfortable condition. He sometimes kissed it out of love. Being attached to raising the deer, Maharaja Bharata forgot the rules and regulations for the advancement of spiritual life, and he gradually forgot to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. After a few days, he forgot everything about his spiritual advancement. So, Maharaj, I want to draw everybody's attention to one of the words used in the shloka, Ekai Kashaha. means every day, gradually. So this happens to us also, Maharaj. Like Prabhupada used to say, Maya will never ask you for a mile. It will ask for an inch, but take a mile. So similarly here, Bharata's downfall is not immediate, it is gradual, bit by bit neglect. So how we can safeguard ourselves that usually this is hard to detect because it happens very gradually. So how we can safeguard ourselves from this gradual downfall?
By the association of devotees.
Mhm.
I cannot see myself. I I can only somebody else can see me. So if I'm going down, deviating, then there are devotees around you who would tell, hey, just see what's
Mhm.
happening to your life. So when you're associating with devotees, that means you should have one person who can tell faults in you,
Mhm. Mhm.
at least one person
Mhm.
who feels no inhibition in
Mhm.
telling uh, some faults in you.
Mhm.
It's free enough.
Mhm.
So you are surrendered to the devotee.
Mhm.
Hmm. That you accept what they say is true.
Okay.
If you don't have, then you are falling down, and nobody is there to tell. Even if somebody tells you, then you feel, hey, who are you? Hmm.
Mhm.
That is why association devotee is very important.
Yeah.
If even one neophyte devotee also would have been with Bharat Maharaj, he would have told, hey, what are you doing?
Mm. Mm. Okay. So, Maharaj, in the next two shlokas, verses 9 to 10, we see how Bharat Maharaj is justifying his act in a moral way. I'll just read pieces here and there. When it has taken shelter with me, how can I neglect it? Even though the deer is disturbing my spiritual life, I realize that a helpless person who has taken shelter cannot be neglected. That would be a great fault. Even though one is in the renounced order, one who is advanced certainly feels compassion for suffering living entities. One should certainly neglect his own personal interest, although they may be very important, to protect one who has surrendered. So he's sugarcoating this whole thing with the dharmic, so-called dharmic view. So we also, in our own practice, our mind has a very interesting way of justifying what we are doing. So Shreyas versus prayers. So although actually it is not really good, it feels good that I'm doing good for somebody else, I am doing this, and we try to justify morally. So if you can throw some light on this also, Maharaj, how we can be cautious about this.
That is again to come back to the same point. When you
Association.
justify what because you don't have anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So you have your mind, you're associated with the mind.
Yeah.
When you're associated with the mind, the mind is convincing, yes, it happens, it's nice, good.
Mm-hmm.
That is why you always need to be an association with devotees,
Mm-hmm.
especially those who are senior to you, who can guide
Mm-hmm.
you. If there's some fault in you,
Mm-hmm.
they'll they'll be able to help you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So Maharaj, later in several verses, it continues like this to the extent that Maharaj Bharat, even while he is worshipping, he is always even getting up and looking for the deer, and he's eating with it and frolicking with him, and even being so scared that he may leave some jackals or some tigers may come and eat it. Even when he ventures into the forest, he will carry the deer. He will not even let it walk. He takes the deer over his shoulders. So somebody just recently we saw in the previous chapter who considered even spiritual emotions to be an obstacle for his bhakti, why does he succumb to the material emotions? He gave up everything, his wife, his children, his kingdom, treasury, everything, and now he gets attached to one simple deer, baby deer. So, what can we learn from this, Maharaj?
This point has already been discussed. That is, Krishna wants to show through Bharat Maharaj, like Arjuna, he's a Parikshit of Krishna, and
Mm-hmm.
he was put into uh, illusion.
Mm-hmm.
The same way, Bharat Maharaj is also a great devotee, and Krishna, by the will of Krishna, is put into this kind of material attachment.
Mm-hmm.
to show to the entire world that if you are not associating with devotees, you'll associate with matter.
Mm.
You should always have devotees, right?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, he wants to show to the entire world that how my devotee in my separation experiences lamentation, spiritual lamentation, which Bharat Maharaj experienced. So Krishna wants to see that how Bharat Maharaj would cry in separation from Krishna one day.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm fast forwarding a few verses here, and to the extent that even if he doesn't see the deer, Bharat Maharaj gets so anxious. He's so mentally absorbed in the deer. When he sees the footprints, he's thinking that the earth is far more fortunate than him, footprints of the deer. He's talking to the moon. So many things is going on. He's acting like a quote unquote madman here. So, and as a result of this deep absorption, in the 27th verse, we see what's happening to him. At the time of death, the king saw that the deer was sitting by his side, exactly like his own son, and was lamenting his death. Actually, the mind of the king was absorbed in the body of the deer, and consequently, like those bereft of Krishna consciousness, he left the world, the deer, and his material body, and acquired the body of a deer. However, there was one advantage. Although he lost his human body and received the body of a deer, he did not forget the incidents of his past life. So, Maharaj, in the purport here, Prabhupada is quoting a shloka from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8, shloka number 6. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tam evaiti kaunteya sada tadbhava bhavitah. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, that state he will attain without fail. So, Maharaj, how detrimental it cost him an entire life. What a fall from bhava stage of bhakti to becoming a deer. So for us also, we are also involved with so many material relationships and things like that. For him, attachment was only dear. For people like us, there are like innumerable attachments. So how should we be so careful? Because at the time of death, the law of last thought, if we happen to think of any of these attachments, that is where we are going to end up. But at least in Bharat Maharaj's case, he was fortunate. He did not forget his past life. But in our case, we may not have that great fortune. So if you can really give us some whiplashes so we become careful and learn from the instance of Maharaj Bharat.
So the whole pastime revolves around one important point. That is sadhu sangha, sadhu sangha, sadhu sangha. So there is nothing like how. If you are with devotees, then you are safe. Like somebody told us, ISKCON is like a pipeline. The pipeline.
Yes.
Now, if you enter the pipeline, then there are devotees who are behind you, ahead of you. Even if you get stuck up, because they want to go ahead, they'll push you. You'll come out of the pipeline. Even if you get stuck up, there'll be somebody pulling you, pushing you. That's how the system is made. Like for example, you have you're in an ashram or you're even in the congregation devotee you're there. Then some program is there. You feel like, okay, let me take rest today. Then all of a sudden, hey, you're coming, I'm going there. Okay, I'm also coming. So there's practically the whole chapter, whole prasanga of Bharat Maharaj is just indicating this one point. That is, be with devotees, be with devotees. However, inferior or not inferior rather, however neophyte they may be. However neophyte they may be with devotees. Though Bharat Maharaj was having no prarabdhas, but still he appeared as if that he is affected by prarabdha. The reason is that he remembered what all he did in the previous life. That's special. So,
So just one more question on the Sadhu Sangha, Maharaj. How practical it is now for a sannyasi like you are constantly in the association. You may be giving class where non-devotees are also there, but mostly you're associating, brushing shoulders with devotees only. And even brahmacharis in the ashram, they are in the ashram, so they mostly. But for grihasthas, they go to office. There are so many non-devotees. One's own family members are non-devotees. They go for a social function, non-devotees. So Sadhu Sangha is definitely there. Maybe Sunday they come to the temple, they hear a lecture for 30, 60 minutes in a day or something like that, virtual association. But most of their day is going in so many other attachments.
Yes. For every in every situation there are some challenges. The challenges are different. So for those who are living in ashram, the challenge is that they are with devotees, because association means association to the mind. What is the meaning of association? Your affection, your love. So what happens? Complacency. They become complacent. So they may offend. This is one challenge if you are living there with the devotee.
Yes.
There are some who are the congregation, they are in their house where people are very antagonistic to devotion, the office. So though they are in the midst of, physically in the midst of all non-devotees, non-devotional atmosphere, but mentally they are associating with the mission, the temple, preaching, chanting. So association is not through body, it's associations with the mind. That is why Rupa Goswami, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he wrote a letter to Rupa Goswami, and Rupa Goswami is writing, Rupa and Sadhu are writing letters, I just want to give up everything and come to you. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would write letter to them, saying that you conduct your life like this newly married woman who is living in her in-laws' house with her husband and all the husband family, the in-laws. She does her material activities in such a way that nobody will come to know about her love for some other man. Association means that. So for those who are in such situation, then one should conduct their material life in such a way, our relations with those people who have material connections in such a way that they would not have any doubt that you are not in love with them. But actually, you're associating with somebody mentally. So every situation has its own challenges. And these challenges are according to one's karma. One has to overcome that by determination.
Okay. Thank you for that hope-giving answer, Maharaj. Very practical. And I especially like how you said association is not about physical proximity, but mentally how absorbed you are. So very nice. That I think all of us can strive to do. So transitioning into the next chapter, Maharaj, 9th chapter. Of course, in the next episode also, this is going to continue about Jada Bharata. So Srila Shukadeva Goswami continued, my dear king, after giving up the body of a deer, Bharat Maharaj took birth in a very pure Brahmana family. There was a Brahmana who belonged to the dynasty of Angira. He was fully qualified with Brahminical qualifications. He could control his mind and senses, and he had studied the Vedic literatures and other subsidiary literatures. He was expert in giving charity, and he was always satisfied, tolerant, very gentle, learned, and non-envious. He was self-realized and engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. He remained always in a trance. He had 9 equally qualified sons by his first wife, and by his second wife he begot twins, a brother and a sister, of which the male child was said to be the topmost devotee and foremost of saintly kings, Bharata Maharaja. This then is the story of the birth he took after giving up the body of a deer. So Maharaj, from all parameters, this seems like such a glorious birth. So Krishna lives up to his promise. In the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna asked Krishna, what happens to someone who takes up the path of bhakti, but something somehow or the other they did not achieve the perfection. So Krishna said, I'll make sure they take birth in Shuchinam, Srimatam, Gehe, in such a family where they can continue their journey. And Bharat Maharaj has taken birth in such a nice family. So in spite of having such a nice father, such nice brothers who say equally qualified and all that, why does he act like as though he's a dull-headed person? His father is trying to teach him so many things, but he intentionally does not want to learn. Even as simple as father is telling you have to wash your hands after evacuating, but intentionally he washes his hand before. So why does he do this, Jada?
Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, uh, just to give a parallel, may not be exactly the same.
Uh-huh.
He was very good in his studies, but he stopped studying because he thought if I become qualified, then people will think, oh, I'm very qualified, so let me give my daughter to him. So this a lot of proposals would come and I'll get entangled. So if you are materially qualified, then people have a lot of hopes on you, and then people would expect that they do something for you, and your attention to Krishna consciousness will not be there. So, Jada he showed himself that I'm a useless person, so don't expect much from me. So in this way, he behaved in such a way that he showed himself to be useless. So that people would just say, okay, you're a useless person, let him do bhakti. Let him just go and take care of the fields. He can chant whole day.
Okay. So in the interest of time, I'm fast forwarding, but I encourage our viewers to please go through the chapter. So Maharaj, later in this chapter, what we see is there is a thief, who is a Shudra leader. So he wants to perform this Kali Yajna. He wants to offer Narabali, human sacrifice to Kali, so that he can get a good son. So, but the person who they had brought escaped somehow, and his followers, they happen to come across Jada. They will bring him thinking that he is suitable for sacrifice, and they have gotten him decorated. They are just about to sacrifice, and Mother Kali literally comes out of her deity form, and with this ferocious form, he actually beheads all these associates of the thieves, and then she safeguards Jada. So, if you can please instruct us a little bit on this pastime of how Kali protected Jada.
How can Kali, who is a devotee of Krishna, would tolerate the devotee of Krishna being killed in front of her? That was a sacrifice.
Yes.
So Kali broke the form, the deity form came out. So another meaning is because of the effulgence of Bharata, the deity of Kali broke. Bharata was not cut by the sword. Of course, if somebody comes to kill you, then you have the right to defend. But King Bharata was totally dependent on Krishna. So when you're totally dependent on Krishna, Krishna protects you. Kali's form is being described here. Later on, it says that why it happened to such a, because anybody who offends a devotee, the result is this.
Okay.
That because this king of those of the hunters, if you perform, if you offend, then you'll be destroyed. That is why, in conclusion, it says that evam eva kalu mahad abhicharati karma arsnenan mane phalati. So if somebody does vicharatma karma to kill a devotee, so it lead to that an offense.
Mm-hmm.
That needs to offense, and that will lead to his killing.
Okay.
So that is how Parikshit Maharaj, Sukadeva Goswami, concludes his pravachan. He says, "So Parikshit, nil nilvairanam sakshat bhagavatani mishra." A person like a devotee who is a friend for all, who has no enemy.
Mm-hmm.
For such a person, the Lord personally protects him. And Krishna is already given an order to Chakra. Whenever my devotee is in trouble, you go and attack. The person is giving trouble.
Okay.
So, in spite of all disturbing circumstances, the devotee is not at all disturbed because he knows Avashya Rakshive Krishna.
Yes.
Bharat Maharaj, when he was about to be killed, he was undisturbed. Neither he was angry on the killers. So that's the greatness of our devotees.
Wonderful. Very nice, Maharaj.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the conversation that's going to come about between Jada Bharata and Rahugana. So, Maharaj, for today's Brahmastra segment, were you going to say something, Maharaj?
No.
Okay. So, Maharaj, because today we witnessed how the great devotee King Bharata became the devotee dear Bharata. So, I thought for Brahmastra, I'm going to give you about a dozen devotees who are in animal body, bird body. So, they're not in human body, but this animal or bird body. So, I'll just take their names, and if you can just say a sentence or two, anything that comes to your mind about these devotees, Maharaj. So, the first one, Gajendra.
He showed to the entire world that how when you are in distress, the prayers are the best.
Nice.
Prayers are the most intense. And you will remember what all you've done. What are prayers you've done in the past that comes to your help.
Yes. Yeah. Next, the mighty carrier of Lord Narayana, Garuda Dev.
Because Garuda is a Parshada of Krishna. And how he became a carrier has been described in Brahmanda Purana. That he did tapasya in Ahobilam.
No.
The Lord appeared in front of him and told, "What boon you want?" Then, "I want to be your carrier."
Oh.
And Krishna says that so many people have asked many boons, but this kind of boon nobody asks. So you're very intelligent. What is that intelligence? Because if you're a carrier, and Lord can go anytime, so you will be always attentive. You'll be always prepared.
Very
So
nice.
even though you're not carrying Krishna, there's no seva as such, but still the seva can come anytime, so you're always prepared to serve.
Correct.
That consciousness is there, yeah.
Yes, very nice. So from one god devotee to another devotee, Jatayu.
Jatayu gave up his life
Yeah.
for the sake of Ram. That's called devotee.
Okay. Jatayu's brother, Sampati.
Sampati is waiting when I'm going to give this information to Rama. Holding his life and to serve Krishna.
Nice.
Brother gave up his life for Ram. He's holding his life for Ram.
Wonderful brothers. Very nice. What about Jambavan?
Jambavan. He wanted to enjoy Krishna defeating the enemies.
Mm.
He's in kind of Veera Rasa.
Mm.
That I want to see the fight and encourage Krishna
Mm.
so that he become victorious in this
Mm.
fight with the demons.
Mm.
It's Jamban.
Okay. Next, Hanuman and all the entire Vanaras.
They are all Parshadas. Hanuman is a Parshada. It's not just another monkey. People depict him like a monkey.
Mm.
He's a he's a Vanara and a great personality.
Mm.
Because what to speak about Hanuman?
Mm.
Hanuman and the whole Vanara army, they were willing to do anything for Lord Ram.
Right.
They surrender so much.
Mm. Nice. And among those mighty Vanaras, there was this tiny little squirrel collecting all the pebbles. So that was also a devotee in the animal form.
Yeah, through the squirrel, Lord Ram told that how much you do is not important. With what intention you do is that is important.
Nice. Mm. Good. What about the next one? Is not actually, like you say, I mean, it's not a jiva, but still, Ananta Shesha, Balarama's expansion.
Constantly glorifying,
Mm.
constantly glorifying Krishna.
Mm.
Through his thousands of good is glorifying Krishna.
Mm.
Yeah.
Nice. Next, this crow, special crow, Kaka Bhushana, Kaka Bhushunda.
Hak Bhushandi.
Oh, Bhushandi, okay.
Yeah, this is also connected to Nepal. Kak Beni. There's one, before you go to Muktinath, there's one Beni. There's one
Uh-huh.
Beni, other one is Kak Beni.
Uh-huh.
So that is where Kak Bhushandi belongs to.
Mm.
And he is the greatest ever historian. He knows everything which has happened in the past.
Mm. Oh, wow.
Yeah, Kak Bhushandi, he is the greatest historian.
Okay. Nice. Nice. Next, Vasuki Maharaj.
Vasuki, he is a personific. He's a person who shows that how even tamoguna can be used in Krishna's service.
Correct. Yeah.
When that journey happened, Krishna entered,
Mm.
invested tamoguna for the pastime to happen,
Mm-hmm.
because without tamas, that pain cannot be tolerated.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Like somebody, when a doctor performs the operation, he gives anesthesia.
Mm-hmm.
Anesthesia is actually intoxication.
Mm-hmm.
That is required for a particular purpose.
Yes.
So even in pastimes of Krishna, tamoguna is required.
Mm. Next, Nandini, the Kamadhenu cow that Vasishta Muni had.
Cows are all devotees of Krishna. Krishna loves the cows and want to speak of Kamadhenu. Special
Yeah.
cow to show to the entire world. Krishna manifests as Kamadhenu.
Mm-hmm.
That you think of anything, cow can give you. Cow is our mother. Yeah.
Okay, last but not the least, Shuka, the favorite pet parrot of Srimati Radharani, who went on to become the great Shukadeva Goswami who spoke Bhagavatam.
So, who knows better about the pastimes of Radha Krishna than the parrot of Radharani herself? Who Radharani personally told the parrot, "You stay back, we're going to go." Then parrot cried, "Oh, how can I be here? That you can be here. You have to be here because to reveal in pastimes or pastimes, Radha Krishna's pastimes, you have to be here." That's what Radharani told.
Jai, wonderful, Maharaj. Thank you so much. I know you're on a tight schedule. You have another Bhagavatam class coming up in Kanpur soon. So, Maharaj, on behalf of all our Pariprashna viewers, I would like to offer our heartiest congratulations and sincere prayers on your first sannyasa anniversary. So, just a couple of days ago, that is February 12th, 2026, there was this beautiful, wonderful ceremony at ISKCON Vapi commemorating your first sannyasa anniversary. So we are so happy about it. And also by Krishna Prabhupada's mercy, may you have many more such glorious anniversaries to come. So although I was not physically there, I was watching the whole thing on YouTube, and mentally I was present. And so Maharaj, I remember like it was yesterday that you had your sannyasa ceremony on February 23rd, 2025. I comfortably thought that anyway, your ceremony itself went up till 4 p.m. on a Sunday. And then after that, you had to go for a Rath Yatra. So, and then the next morning you gave Bhagavatam class in ISKCON Meera Road. So I pretty much assumed in my mind that there was not going to be Pariprashna recording, because Tuesday morning 4:30 is when we used to publish. So I thought anyway, Sunday is your ceremony, Monday it's not going to happen. But however, out of duty, I thought I need to check with you. So I just sent a casual message, so Maharaj, are we recording for Pariprashna? And put came the reply, 12 noon. I was like, wow. So the recording is going to happen. So the very next day after your sannyasa, you sat down and did the recording. And then as usual, Tuesday morning, 4:30, the recording went out. So my point here is your dedication, the way you just conduct yourself and your commitment to the service is really at another level. And also in recent function, there was the 50th sannyasa anniversary of our wonderful His Holiness Loknath Swami Maharaj at Juhu, and you were there. And so nicely on the stage, you said, it was very brief talk, but very heartfelt. You said how Loknath Swami Maharaj used to call you out of affection, Bhim, how are you? The moment you said that, I thought how appropriate, because the only place where Krishna talks about Bhima in Bhagavad Gita is in the second chapter, right after the famous Parthasarathi shloka, Bhima Karma. So Bhima is known for the kind of tasks he does, Herculean tasks. And so are you, taking up so many Herculean tasks, so many temple constructions, the Gurukul project, and wonderful preaching and traveling, and so much. And also, it's interesting that Maharaj called you Bhim, because it is the same Bhima from Dwapara Yuga who became Sripad Madhvacharya in Kali Yuga. And you are not only born in the great Madhva Brahmin family, but like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, what is that? Pran ache tarse hetu prachar. So only who has life can preach. And our Madhvacharya we know is Mukhya Prana. And you have that mercy of Madhvacharya, that Mukhya Prana, you have that prana in such an intense way. The way you are preaching is a testimony for that. So in the pages of Bhagavatam, we see how Narad Muni used to travel and preach. In the pages of Prabhupada Leelamrita and hearing from Prabhupada's disciples, we see how Prabhupada traveled the world and preached. But it is our great fortune that we are literally seeing how wonderful devotees like you are carrying out that legacy, that you are also traveling so intensely and preaching so prolifically. So thank you, Maharaj. In spite of all these things, the kind of qualities that you imbibe, Vaishnava qualities, is super inspiring. And you never ever make us feel like you are busy. In spite of everything, you are so approachable and always making time. And especially for the kind of time that you're taking out for Pariprashna, you are the soul of Pariprashna, and you are bringing us life week after week by sharing this nectarian wisdom of Srimad Bhagavatam. So my head is at your lotus feet. Thank you so much. Infinite gratitude for all that you are and for all that you do for us, Maharaj, and being such a wonderful role model. You are such a great source of inspiration, and may you continue to inspire us, Maharaj, like this. So thank you so much, Maharaj, and once again, congratulations and our prayers for the first anniversary of your sannyasa. Many more to come.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj. So Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So there we go. So we have to let go Maharaj jump to his next preaching adventure. So before that, don't go anywhere. So today we have just come to the point of talking about Jadabharata, how he was saved from Mother Kali and how he acted like a dumb person. But however, in the next 3 chapters, in the next episode, is going to come this very profound conversation between Jadabharata and Maharaja Rahugana. So how this is going to happen and what lessons we can draw from that, we will see that in the next episode, that is the 71st episode. So we'll catch you very soon. Until then, as always, stay Krishna conscious and stay inquisitive. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.